Why does it seem as though nobody on the internet can have an actual even keel, level-headed opinion when it comes to Call of Duty? Everyone has to be completely sensationalized and say this is the greatest thing to ever happen to the internet in Call of Duty, or this is the worst thing and how can anyone like this and you're an absolute loser for liking it. Well, today I'm going to be saying the one thing that nobody is saying about Call of Duty Black Ops 7. If you didn't know, we got a brand new teaser trailer, not a reveal trailer. I think that's something that people seem to miss with this trailer, a teaser trailer for the next Call of Duty game. And everyone is either on one side of the fence or the other. Either this is the greatest thing that has ever happened, or you absolutely hate it. But I think there's a lot of other things that people are not saying, and that is what I wanted to make this video about. Now, I have made videos over on Ink TV, which is kind of like my channel for like live stream highlights, my takes on other people's opinions. We've watched other people's videos on Black Ops 7, but I haven't really had a chance to give my own opinion. And that's why I created this series on this channel, which I like to call Hot Takes. Now, here's the thing with hot takes. These are my opinions. You can disagree with them. In fact, I implore you to disagree with them. If you do, if you don't like what I say, the comment section is all yours. And of course, I'm always checking out what people are saying, but this is how I feel about things. And I think the best way to look at Black Ops 7 is to separate it into 4 different sections. Starting out with number 1, the probably biggest one, the trailer. So as of making this video, the trailer for Call of Duty Black Ops 7, which is a teaser trailer, which I will get to in a second, has 38 million views, 121,000 likes, and 69,000 dislikes. So what this means is for every 2 likes, there is 1 dislikes. It's a 2/3 like to dislike ratio, which actually isn't horrible, especially for a Call of Duty trailer, but it's also not great. That also means there's a bunch of middle ground where people are kind of stuck in between all of it. But here's the thing. I don't think people actually dislike the trailer. Every single person I have heard talk about this trailer says one thing. The trailer looked amazing, and I actually completely agree with this. When this trailer started playing, I don't know a single person, not one, try to find a reaction on the internet that when this trailer started to play, someone said, oh, that's Call of Duty. Absolutely no one did. Now, if you don't know the kind of story behind this trailer, what happened is this was the very last trailer of the Xbox Direct, or the Xbox Game Showcase for Summer Games Fest. Chiseled Phil Spencer, looking like he's straight off of an Ozempic binge, gets up on stage for the first time in the entire showcase, and this trailer started to play. And when this trailer started to play, there was no inkling, aside from the name The Guild being used, that this was Call of Duty. It looked like no other cutscene that has ever been used in Call of Duty before. The bots kind of looked reminiscent of games like Infinite Warfare or even Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 4, but as a whole, this looked completely different than a Call of Duty game. And in fact, I think it looked like a game that everyone actually wanted to play. But then, as the trailer progressed, we got to see things like David Mason being in the trailer. We saw Raul Menendez, and then the name of Call of Duty Black Ops 7 dropped. And I guarantee you, if you could look at a heat map of when people hit the dislike button, it was when the title rolled. So in other words, people didn't dislike the trailer. I think, in fact, a lot of people liked the trailer. What people actually disliked was the fact that this was a Call of Duty game. Now, if you don't know why that would upset people, this is where the next section comes in, the history. So why are people so upset? Well, for a long time, people have been upset with Call of Duty doing the same thing game after game after game. And with Black Ops 6 being the game that came out this year, and then the very next year, Black Ops 7 being out, this basically leads us to the top comment on the trailer saying, Black Ops 6 came out like a minute ago, bro, with 53,000 likes on that comment, which is an absolute wild number of likes. Now, this is true, but it's also true that this happens every single year. Every single year, a game comes out in October or November, and by May, June, we have the teaser or trailer for the very next Call of Duty game. This should be a surprise to absolute no one. The thing that got people upset is that the name is Black Ops 6, Black Ops 7, and we've seen this before with Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 in back-to-back years. The difference with Modern Warfare 2 to 3 is that Modern Warfare 3 was revealed in August and not May or June. But the history of this goes back a little bit deeper, because upon the launch of Call of Duty Black Ops 6, it was the biggest Call of Duty launch ever recorded. 33, I believe, million people downloaded the game and were playing it. It was a massive, massive success. However, since then, the game has not been supported properly. The updates for things like anti-cheat and servers are essentially non-existent. Things like ranked play have been released, but taken down time after time as the servers have crashed, cheaters run rampant, and the game simply hasn't been fixed. And even just looking at basic things like quality of life updates and weapon balance are just simply not there. Personally, to me, the most egregious and annoying part about all of this is the actual events and updates that come into the game are completely boring. You're either picking up stuff off the ground or you're just getting XP, and they think those are called events. In other words, the post-launch support for this game has been absolutely abysmal. Not to mention, when we do get those updates and we do get those events, they are more focused on having another IP in them, having Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, things that are completely unrealistic, and obviously there's a reason why people are pushing away from this and wanting something with a little bit more realism, which again can lead to one of the problems that we have with the trailer, but I think that's actually a minor thing. Now, I think there's also a reason for this, and no one seems to want to say that, and that is the fact that Treyarch has been put out Black Ops 6 and all at the same time been developing Black Ops 7 and putting out launch updates, things like this for Black Ops 6. They've essentially been doing 3 jobs at once: launching Black Ops 6, supporting Black Ops 6, and getting ready to launch Black Ops 7. And apparently the entire time that Black Ops 6 was in development, they were working on Black Ops 7. Now, some people may take this as a positive, because what this would actually mean is that they were working on Black Ops 7 for 5 years, whereas they were only working on Black Ops 6 for 4. However, still the development time would be split between the two, and it makes things very, very confusing. Now, if you ask me, this is an example of extreme poor management from the higher ups at either Xbox or Activision. Why would you put the same studio on 2 games back to back when you constantly have 3 studios available to make games? You've got Sledgehammer, you got Treyarch, and you got Infinity Ward. Why are we not letting them work on their own games and having them work on the same game essentially year after year? Now, the way that things used to work and the way that things used to stay fresh, we used to have one game in modern time, and then we'd go back to World War II, and then we'd go back to modern times, then we'd go to the future, and then we'd go back to World War II. Now it's just either a Black Ops game or a Modern Warfare game, and that is it. So people are getting sick of this, and they do not trust, with how good the trailer was, for the game that follows to actually be good. Not to mention, with this being called a teaser trailer, you may remember last year's reveal trailer for Call of Duty Black Ops 6 was a live action trailer with people like George H.W. Bush, Saddam Hussein, and Margaret Thatcher being mainstays in this trailer. Lo and behold, when the game launches, we are now in a fictional universe that has a place called Avalon that has nothing to do with reality whatsoever. People feel jebaited by that trailer and are thinking the exact same thing is going to happen. So going back to the trailer, when you see something that looks absolutely incredible in a game that people would actually want to play, people are not trusting that this is going to be the game that they're going to get in 3 to 4 months from now. And this is where we get to the next section: the truth. Here's the thing: people aren't going to want to say, people aren't going to want to give what the actual truth behind this actually is. And the truth behind this is, when you saw that trailer, when this started playing and you saw the guild and you saw the robot talking to you, the hologram went on, you saw the butterfly, and you're wondering, what is this going to have to do with the butterfly effect? The thing that you don't want to admit, the thing that you don't want to say, is you wanted this game. You wanted to play this game. This game looked good. But then when the Black Ops logo got dropped, you were angry. You were angry that a game that looked that good has to be Call of Duty, because at this point, you don't trust what this game is going to be. And that is hard to say, because that is being completely cynical about something nobody has played yet. I don't know a single person who's gone early, played this game, seen gameplay, or anything like that. We are all speculating at this point as to what this game is going to be. But I have to commend them for one thing: Call of Duty knows how to make good trailers. I mean, sometimes they completely butcher it, especially with futuristic trailers. So you know what, it's actually all that much more impressive that this trailer is that good. And here's what I will say: before this trailer dropped, I would have told you that dropping a game that was titled Black Ops 7 the year after Black Ops 6 was a death sentence, would have been horrible, because the support of Black Ops 6 has been so bad. Launching a Black Ops 7 game, you're set to fail. You are already completely set up to fail. But here's the weird part: somehow Black Ops 7's trailer has more likes than dislikes, almost twice as many likes to dislikes, and that shocked me. So I wanted to put this thought statement out there, and I guess this brings us to the final point, the conclusion. Because here's the thing: I truly believe that if one thing was true, the look of this game would be completely different. If this trailer played and when we got to the title screen, it did not display Call of Duty Black Ops 7, but rather a brand new name. Personally, the one that I like is Call of Duty Judgment Day. I think this trailer would have done a whole lot better, because people are just sick of seeing Modern Warfare, Black Ops, Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare, Black Ops, Black Ops. They want something new. And because we haven't got that, by adding in a new series, if you will, a new title, a new IP, it would have done much better. But here's the thing that's interesting: you can now call a Call of Duty game whatever you want. It doesn't have to have Black Ops in the title, and it doesn't have to have Modern Warfare in the title. And the reason for that is because we know we have a little thing called the Call of Duty Cinematic Universe, where every Call of Duty game that now comes out is in the same universe. Modern Warfare games, Black Ops games, all in the same universe, which means Call of Duty is now Call of Duty, which means you don't have to put Black Ops in the title. We don't have to have Black Ops 34 in 6 years from now. We can just move to a brand new title. And I truly believe, and I want you to be honest with me, if you're one of the people who has been dumping on the trailer and dumping on the game, I guarantee you liked the trailer. What you didn't like was the name. So I want you to be honest with me. If you watched this trailer again for that very first time, not knowing what this game was, unable to figure out whether this was a first-person shooter or a psychological horror game or whatever this game actually was, you're trying to figure it out. When that title dropped, if it didn't say Black Ops 7, but it rather said Call of Duty Judgment Day, or specifically, if the trailer wasn't a Call of Duty game, if it was titled something else altogether, I almost guarantee you would be happy and excited for that game. But because it's a Call of Duty title and they have lost the community feedback, they've lost the faith in their game, that is why people have been upset with this. It has nothing to do with the trailer, and the truth is, the trailer actually looks good. They're in a position to make a good game here. We just don't trust them to actually do that. So personally, my thought and my hot take is this: the trailer looks good. I like the setting. I personally hope that there's wall running and specialist bonus and things like that, because I'm up for something new, something exciting, something that's not just the same formula recreated over and over again. And I know that's not a popular opinion, but I'm up for it. And if the game's good, the game's good. But at the same time, the second they're not updating it properly, the second they're doing the community dirty by dropping expensive bundles and dropping ridiculous bundles and everything like that, I will be the first person to say this game is not worth it. But right now, with the trailer that I saw, if the name in that trailer wasn't Call of Duty, I would be hyped for this game. So just to not be hyped for the name sucks. But that's the reality of what happens with Call of Duty. And I'm curious, what are your thoughts? Does this trailer look good? Does it look bad? Are you excited for the game, or do you not want it whatsoever? Let me know what you're thinking. Curious what you have to say. Until next time, peace. We are reaching for